Hello and welcome to Herman Manyora's channel. The last week of October, I'm here with Herman Manyora. We are moving fast. We're heading to November, but how are you?
Fine.
Just fine.
Fine.
Anything happening with you?
No, I'm okay.
Curfew went, are you staying out late?
I was not a man of curfew.
Oh, you're a deep state.
Where I come from, deep state. Where I come from, at my age, by 6 you are in the house. Yes.
So you didn't care about it?
No. But by the way, it never affected me in any way.
At all?
No.
But you're also deep state, so we can't say it affected us. Okay, let's have this conversation on the state of politics in our country, taking a look at what happened last week, the week of Mashujaa. And let's start with what happened over on Friday. Raila Odinga, former Prime Minister in Nyamira County, being endorsed by CS Matiang'i, CS Mutahi Kagwe. And so many government officials are going over to his side. Should they even be politicking?
You see, where I come from, we say it's now morning. When it is morning, it's morning. The things that must happen will have to happen. Because it's now morning. So for 2022, it's now morning.
So everybody is now standing up.
What has to happen will happen. You saw Atwoli saying, it's Raila. You have seen Matiang'i. And you'll see everybody, because it's already morning. As far as 2022, kumekucha.
Kumekucha. Now everybody is bracing up for the elections.
There's nothing else to hide now. And you see a lot of this.
And the
reason why it is coming a little earlier, because Ruto was tending to run away with this thing. So you had to stop him. Because if you leave it, it could get to a point you can't stop him. So come in now, curtail him, and put an end to the game.
Are they coming out to change the perceptions of people now, saying that you thought that Ruto has people now?
Now we are here. The heavyweights are there, and they will carry people with them.
Will Matiang'i be able to carry the Kisii vote?
The Kisii vote is already changing. With Ongwae there, top up in the Raila team, the Kisii governor. With Matiang'i now there, you have seen Simbarati and the rest. The community is gone.
Let me ask you this, something that I heard Ruto say, that Raila is a government project. Do you see him being pushed to become the president because the government wants to stay as it is even after 2022?
But I also liked the way Atwoli said that the government can be Raila's project, not the other way around. Can you see Raila being anybody's project? You know, sometimes you put things where they belong. Raila is too big to be anybody's project, honestly.
So this
government can work with Raila. Deep state can make it easy for Raila. In any case, Raila has never needed the deep state. They have always stood in his way. Whenever he wins or is about to win, they block him. So all they need to do is to stay away. That's good enough for Raila.
And they're using Raila so that they can stay the way they are?
There are people who have an interest in the country, any country for that matter. Deep state in any country will be interested in who becomes president. An outgoing president will be interested. That's obvious and it's normal. There's nothing new. It's not happening in Kenya. It happens everywhere. When Trump was going for his second term, there were people who were determined not to allow him to be president. That's deep state in America. They didn't want him to go again. Because he had slipped through the fingers in 2016. The deep state was not asleep this time. They wanted to make sure he doesn't go back to the White House. But equally, there are people who he served so well that were interested in him remaining. So this is something that happens across the world. There will be groups of persons and individuals of influence who would want so-and-so to be the president when there's an election.
Do you think Ruto is looking for the deep state? Do you think he's looking for them? He said during the Mashujaa celebrations, he seemed to change tune, saying that the government has been working well over the past years. Is he changing tune so that he can
not changing tune. In that Mashujaa Day event, everybody had to be careful what he was saying. Raila was careful, Uhuru was careful, Ruto, they were walking a minefield. You have to be careful what you said. Supposing Ruto went there and said the things he has been saying, only a day or so before, he had called Uhuru and Raila Matapeli. Do you think he could repeat that there? Could he even get out of that place? No.
Is this affecting him, the way he's changing tune wherever he goes?
No, politicians are clever people. You know what to say. You think Ruto can go to Kisumu and say bad things about Raila?
But we haven't been seeing...
You think even Raila can go to West Pokot and speak ill of Raila, of Ruto. No, they are just being careful. It means nothing.
Isn't this insincerity sometimes affecting them? Because Raila seems to be speaking the same language of one love, unity, as Azimio Umoja, we've been doing well, but Ruto is changing tune in different occasions. Isn't this affecting
There are two reasons. One, Raila has been around for a long time. He's an experienced politician. He has seen these things. He understands the game. So you can't compare Ruto to Raila. These are two different people. One is an experienced person. He understands. Secondly, Raila has been a person on the same path for a long time. He has a vision for this country. As a person, a lot could have happened, making me believe he may not do what he's supposed to do the way he's supposed to do. But he has been a person on a mission with a vision. So he would not flip-flop because nothing much has changed for him. So the only thing that Raila is careful with is what to say about the previous government. Oh. Yeah, because some of the things he said, then again, it will be bad for him.
It will entangle.
But in terms of his vision, his ideas, what he thinks about this country, he does not need to flip-flop.
Azimio Umoja, is it working for him?
It is. It is.
Going out and telling people that let's unite.
Work together.
Will Kenyans buy it?
Let's work together. And you do it, because Raila is an experienced politician. He doesn't have to be necessarily good, even the experience alone. He knows politics is about perception. You remember?
Yeah.
And now what is happening is, by putting all leaders from all regions together, you can see that's Umoja. And it begins to get to the ground. People begin to see it. Now you have from Kisii. Now that region is locked. Matiang'i is Uzongwae, Kinarati, Janet, Sam Ongeri. Every person. They're only leaving Mangi, the deputy governor, and a few small politicians like Osoro, whatever they are called. But the entire leadership of the Abagusi is now united under Matiang'i and Ongwae and the rest. United in the one Kenya. One love.
Even
under Raila.
Mount Kenya, 7 governors for him.
You see, that is a big game. It works. Because people tend to go by what they see. Human beings are people who look for safety. What is safe? What is reliable? What has been tested? Human beings by nature avoid things that are abruptly changing. You get it? So they are used to the Uhuru government. It has been there. Kibaki was there. Now the closest to that, you'll see, they look at their leaders, united under one. And with Raila, they will begin to feel safe with Raila.
You've reminded me of your video before we forget about it on Saturday.
Yes.
In whose hands
are we safe?
Was that a question that will determine the elections?
Serious election. That will become the election question this year. That is the election question. And increasingly, don't take the Atwoli thing for just what some people might think a joke. People are going to be throwing their eyes on Raila, then they go to Ruto. Back to Raila, back to Ruto. And they are going to stick with one. The neck will itakaa hapo kwa Raila hivi. Longer then finally they will vote for Raila. You'll see it.
I've heard people say that the only reason why they do not trust Ruto, even though he has the numbers, which he does, is that they feel like they cannot predict the kind of presidency that he will bring forth.
And predictability, human nature. People don't like things that are not predictable. New things, taking chances. It's just human nature. That's why even some people are getting close to voting Raila, even in Mount Kenya, 2007, 2030. Then the last moment, he convinces them. He comes out as the best between him and Kibaki. Between him and Uhuru. But what if?
What he will do.
What if? So they go back to the known, which is the Kikuyu candidate. So the same thing is going to happen now. They are going to look at Ruto. There were so many question marks about Ruto, which people had to forget in order for the two communities to unite, which was very good. You know that, eh? And even after they united and even won, people keep saying, this Ruto man. Finally, they saw he was a good man. But those things, now when an election comes, they'll begin to linger again. You should ask Raila. That has cost Raila over the years. Yes. Those question marks. Are we safe with Raila?
You've been advising them. Do you think Ruto can be able to change and turn the table so that people will be able to see him from a different light and trust him more?
No, it's difficult. It's too early. What if I were him? Either I would have joined Uhuru and Raila and have a fighting chance in the future, or go for the president less aggressively, make less enemies, give Raila and Uhuru less friction, and let them win. And I go for it 2027. Oh. But now he's moving in it in a destructive way, thinking he can get, and he knows in the back of his mind you can't get.
Even the way he speaks?
You cannot get. That question, in whose hands? It is going to haunt you.
Okay, last week we saw Mashujaa Day happened.
Yes.
Musalia Mudavadi took the podium, spoke a little bit, went back. People are asking, where are the Oka leaders now? It seems to be quiet for them. Where are they?
When Raila began moving, especially around the mountain, beginning with Nakuru, Naivasha, those areas, Nyahururu, it was gone. It was now clear that the rest was between Raila
and Ruto.
It's so clear. And that's vanquished Kalonzo and Mudavadi and the rest. They were punctured. You can't drive on a punctured wheel.
Oh.
So, and you're asking why is the vehicle not on the road?
Yeah.
They must pull on the roadside.
Change tires.
Change tire for 2027 if that will come.
But you said even if they change tires...
It's too late now.
It's too late.
It's too late. And I have advised them. I always advise people for free. They don't pay me. None of these politicians pay me. Not Uhuru, not Raila, not Ruto. None of them. But I advise them for free because I'm a good man and I love this country. I told Raila and Kalonzo and Mudavadi, play with Raila. You'll be playing his team. You stand a chance. If not now, tomorrow. Play outside. You'll be declared irrelevant forever.
So it's a now or never kind of situation?
For them, it's gone.
Oh.
Unless they go back begging.
And they'll get something.
They have to queue behind. For example, I was talking to somebody. For example, in Western, Mudavadi will now have to queue behind Oparanya.
Oh. He's been overtaken?
Yes. Kalonzo may soon be forced to queue behind Alfred Mutua and Professor Kivuta Kibwana. Yes. When he enters a room, he will find Ngilu seated.
Already?
Mutua seated. Kibwana seated. And there's no chair. He may be allowed in to attend the meeting, but while standing.
If Ruto doesn't get it next election, will he be able to have more of a chance of winning the elections come 2027 or 2032 compared to the others?
I have said this for a long time. This race is so hotly contested, so fiercely contested, that whoever wins will not only take everything, he will vanquish the loser.
Oh.
Because Ruto has irritated the Uhurus and Raila so much, they never expected this kind of irritation. I'm looking for the better word. For this kind of consistency in fighting for his space. They didn't expect him to put up the fight he has put up. They are so irritated with him. They are so annoyed with him.
And so they will have to...
When they win, they will finish him politically.
Let's just leave it at there. Till we have these conversations on politics, I see you're already shocked by the thought of what might happen when they win. But hey, that's what we call politics. Until we do have these conversations, my name is Jadiel Kabiro, here with @Herman Manyora on Twitter. Have yourself a lovely rest of your day.
Thank you.